If computers are so smart, why can't they just manage themselves? Guess what? They can.
If you didn't have email, if you didn't have internet access, if your customers couldn't reach you by phone, if your website was down and that's a way that you get prospects in your organization, how long could you live with that, and at what cost?
How long could your business survive? A day? An hour? A few minutes? Unthinkable, isn't it? Well, think back just a few years to when business computer systems required an incredible amount of care and maintenance. Many of the day-to-day tasks we now take for granted simply couldn't be done. Discovering and auditing all the computers and devices on your network was pretty much impossible. To patch an application or deploy new ones, technicians had to trudge from location to location, making the changes one computer at a time. Just reading the log files from the previous night's backup took forever. And if businesses wanted to support their laptops in the field, forget it. The technology didn't exist. Now, it does. Using Kaseya software, all of these tasks and so many more can be performed from one computer and one unified dashboard, liberating IT managers and service providers from the incredible hassle, cost, and complexity of those earlier primitive ways of managing technology.
If you look at where we're different, it's that vision of let's use computers to manage these systems. And let's do it proactively. Let's get out of the Stone Age where somebody's got to show up and do something. Let's get out of the not so Stone Age where somebody's getting remote access to something and doing some magic. Let's actually have the systems manage the systems.
Kaseya was founded in 2003 to help businesses monitor, manage, and protect their systems in an easier, more centralized way. The name Kaseya comes from an American Indian word meaning to secure and protect.
We knew from day one exactly what our plan and our strategy would be, and from day one we knew this was going to be a winner.
Still, getting there took long hours, great effort, and the single-minded belief that Kaseya could radically improve, the reliability of IT.
Well, there was three of us in the beginning, Mark, Sutherland, Paul Wong, and myself. And we chose from the get-go to build the company based on internally generated cash flows. So for the first several years, Mark, myself, and Paul did not take any salary income, and we lived as frugally as possible, building the company with what came in from customers.
Kaseya actually has been around for a long time in the managed IT services market, even before managed IT became very fashionable or very popular, and have had a very significant influence in the shaping of this industry.
What sorts of significant influence?
I had one customer of mine tell me that since he had deployed the software, that he had had a life change, and that his wife and he were getting back together after being seriously strained, and he had more time to spend with his family, and I think that is a great tribute to what we've been able to provide to a lot of our customers. But I realized at that moment that this was a very liberating experience for many of our customers.
Software that's liberating and life-changing? Believe it.
I had a major heart attack. And it's was a fairly rare type of heart attack, unexpected, and it was extremely serious. Had I not been using Kaseya to manage my business, and had I not moved to a managed services support model, the heart attack at a minimum would have caused loss of revenue. Through the use of Kaseya, I saw no decrease in the business whatsoever.
So, what exactly does Kaseya do?
What Kaseya is, if you look at it really simply, it's a software and services company. But when you look at it, it's a group of people that are really passionate about what they're doing and changing the industry.
Before Kaseya, companies relied on an archaic break-fix model. If the computer system went down, an outside technician was called in to fix the problem.
For the longest time, this has been the standard, but through tools like IT automation from Kaseya, MSPs are now able to deliver proactive IT management that will help customers keep their IT up and running much cheaper than they ever could have.
Kaseya's big claim to fame is they could get in there and allow people to do things remotely that they used to have to put people on site to do.
When it comes to remote management and systems tools we used prior to Kaseya, we didn't have any. It sounds kind of funny, but a district our size, we simply didn't have any tools like that. No way to remotely manage, no way to remotely get into the machines we had, really no way to give an accurate, detailed count of all the machines that we had out there. And so prior to Kaseya, we were kind of in the dark ages.
Over the years, Kaseya has introduced versions for both managed service providers and IT departments of small, medium, and large enterprises.
With Kaseya and the high degree of automation that we bring to the table, the real value add is that person making the decisions to provide the service, how they're going to provide the service, watching the quality of the service. Kaseya gives them all the metrics they need to measure that, to know exactly what's going on, and when there's something that falls outside of the service specification, it'll notify them. So that individual is now working on 1% or less of the problems, and the system is taking care of 99% of the mundane, normal maintenance tasks.
Kaseya empowers one person from one computer to monitor, manage, and protect their entire IT system, regardless of location, via the internet. Critical tasks like asset management, auditing, reporting, patch management, performance monitoring, regulatory compliance, and much more can be proactively and automatically managed.
There's a wide range of things that we do in security. Endpoint security, making sure the machines are secure, that they're virus-free, that they're malware-free. And not just the things that sit on the desk, but the things in the server room. So those servers, Exchange servers, SQL servers, domain controllers. And then all the gear that's around there, routers, switches, printers. So we help the IT department automate the management of all of that so that they can focus on the strategic things in the organization.
How has Kaseya changed our business? Well, in a word, dramatically. Not only do we have the ability to now have a forecastable revenue model where we can have the confidence to move on and concentrate on so many other different parts of the business, sales, marketing, product development, strategic relationship development. But in working with them, we've actually been able to understand better what's going on in the market at large. And now we're talking about all the other different evolving technologies that are going to allow us to stay ahead of the curve.
Kaseya has really been instrumental in allowing us to do what we set out to do, which was to deliver exceptional value to an organization and not be running ragged while doing that.
By implementing the Kaseya software at our organization, we found that we can remotely manage our desktop and laptop users, provide instant support to the desktop and laptop, and also know what our desktop and laptop estate looks like in terms of audit. We have changed our turnaround times from an average of 7 working days to 24 hours using the Kaseya software.
On a break-fix model, we've seen in the industry that IT providers can manage somewhere around 100, 150, maybe 200 endpoints, and that's the capacity of a single individual. With IT automation and with Kaseya's framework, we have customers that have gone more than threefold over those numbers. So we're not talking just 400, 500. We've actually had customers scaling up toward 1,000 endpoints per individual IT technician.
I think for the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see remarkable growth. We're going to see some continuing maturity and maturation of the market. Obviously, with more MSPs entering the market, tools like Kaseya will become ever more important.
Headquartered in Lausanne, Switzerland, Kaseya liberates IT professionals throughout the world. Hong Kong, Dubai, Sao Paulo, New York, Johannesburg, These are but a few of the places where Kaseya serves its visionary international clients. Organizations like the U.S. Air Force Reserve Command, UCLA and the University of Pennsylvania, England's National Health System and the Cleveland Clinic, Procter & Gamble, FedEx Kinko's, Crocs, Fujitsu and Telstra, one of Australia's largest phone companies, and hundreds of IT service providers who use Kaseya to provide remote services to thousands of small, medium, and large businesses around the globe.
When you get Kaseya on a system, that guy's a winner.
They're now freed up to perform more strategic operations.
It helps them to get some of their life back.
To spend more time doing other things rather than running around with one's head cut off.
The scale of this thing is tremendous.
Kaseya has taken away the mundane operations that they used to spend so much time on, allowing them now time for either leisure activity or for other work activity.
Just think how Kaseya can liberate you so you can spend your time on what's fun, exciting, and what you want to do. Kaseya, our automation, your liberation.